WF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Everything earned for a goal of elevation. Just passing the team over here might finish out. Bright future we can't vanish. SE25 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions. Fan cams, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team. When eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare. Taking a step to become supreme.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Eagle-Eyed Football and welcome back to another match preview. Today, we are previewing our upcoming game against Everton away from home at our last visit to Goodison Park before they venture over to their new stadium next season. As always, joined here with another co-host, and this time it is Nicky himself. Nicky, how's it going?
It's all going good. All going good. Happy to be back on the channel finally. Yeah, things are going great. Just looking forward to the weekend. Hopefully, a good result on the cards for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I hope so as well. Me and Rich will be making our way up there into Liverpool, so hopefully it'll be a good time. I've never been to Goodison before, and I thought the last time ever. Might as well make the effort and go down there.
Definitely.
So I could tick it off on the stadium little tick box thing. But we always have a contingent from the opposite side, unless you're Fulham, because you can't ever find a Fulham fan. We've got Dan here. How's it going?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Getting ready for this big game. Seem to be in similar sort of form this season, so all ready for this massive game.
100%. Let's start talking about the game. How do you think it will be? Do you think it will be a cagey affair, or do you think it'll be quite open?
It could go any sort of way. I think it's one of them where we don't know. It could go so many different ways. You can't actually say from what we are what it's going to go, because I feel like you probably don't know what you are this season, and we don't know what we are. We've both started really bad, put nothing on the table that shows we're going to consistently do that. So you don't know, do you? I think we're both teams are trying to find something where you can actually say we're going to do that again next game, but we haven't done nothing so far this season that we're actually proud of. I don't know if you feel like that, but that's how I feel.
Yeah. I think for us, it's more of a thing of we know what we can do, we're just not doing it, if that makes sense. We've still even now we've still got players coming back from injury. So Trevor Chalobah, who we've got on loan from Chelsea, who I think will be a very big player for us this season on that right side of centre back. Potentially he'll be coming in. I don't know if he'll start or not, but he'll be coming into our team and he'll be giving us that little bit more depth at the back. Also, we've got França, who's our Brazilian wonder kid that we bought like 2 years ago now, and he's hardly kicked the ball for us. But we've got players that we've spent a lot of money on, but it's just a case of getting them all to work now that we don't have Michael Olise or Joachim Andersen, because they were two very big losses for us. But Dan, what's happening with Everton and Sean Dyche? Because there seems to be a lot of bad blood on Twitter, let's say, about Sean Dyche right now.
Well, some are still behind him and some are really fuming with him. I'm probably fuming with him a little bit with some of the people that are angry, because his selection's been poor. His substitutions haven't been on time. And he's just really frustrating us. He's put him, like for us, we went and signed a big 6'6" centre-back, which we wanted to be our third choice behind Branthwaite and Tarkowski. But Michael Keane's come massively back in the picture with Sean Dyche, and we know Mike Keane used to play for him under Burnley, and Dyche has got a massive, so I say, soft spot. He's addicted to Michael Keane, and he's putting Michael Keane in, which is frustrating us because we know it don't work. So Michael Keane we're not happy about. We'd rather be seeing O'Brien. We signed new players like Iliman Ndiaye, who's fantastic. Dyche has took a long time to actually start playing him. Lindstrom, he's took a long time to start playing him. And what really frustrated us is Dyche, these new players, Dyche was saying they need Premier League games, but Dyche was not giving them Premier League games. That's the thing. He says they're not Premier League ready because they ain't got Premier League games under the belt. But you're only going to get that by playing Premier League games. So we're not happy at the minute with Dyche. He's getting a lot of stuff wrong. And I think if you're playing Bournemouth and you're 2-0 up 84th minute and you lose 3-2, there's big questions on the manager just for that, aren't they? I mean, you've got to be able to see that out.
Was there not like any attempt to go defensive when the comeback was on? Maybe putting on another centre back, another defender, or did Dyche just sit by and watch?
Well, Dyche, this is why you imagine this as a fan. Your manager Dyche said that he could smell it, that they was going to come back when we was 2-0 up. He could smell it, but he didn't do no subs until it was 2-2. So Dyche's subs was probably about 2-2. And then when he brought the subs on, they had the confidence where they'd come back and scored 2 goals to make it 3-2. But he said in the press he could smell it happening, but didn't do nothing about it happening. Dyche is like, people see him as this hard man and all that lot, but his tactical stuff isn't that good for me. I don't think his tactical management skills is that good, and it frustrates us because we have actually got some good players now. There's no excuses. Njayi is unbelievable. What a player, really, man. Njayi is cracking talent. And O'Brien, he could be a good centre-back, but Michael Keane's got in above him. Not completely sure why. We're shocking when Michael Keane plays. And, yeah, we have got some Lindstrom as well. We would like to see more of him. He looks like a player from Napoli. So we have got some good players, but Dyche seems to be massively hesitant on giving new players a chance and wants to play as safe Ashley Young, Michael Keane, etc. sort of players.
How much was O'Brien bought for?
About 20 million, 18 going on 20 million, 22 million. I couldn't believe we'd signed O'Brien because he was like, I thought some teams in better positions than us, Europa League or anything like that, would have gone for him because he's a big talent. O'Brien is. He did well for Lyon. Lyon was getting relegated and he pushed them back up to the top end of the table.
Well, with Everton spending 20 million on him, Nicky, you know what that means? We got 4 million out of that because because Jacob Ryan.
I was just going to say, what did you think of it?
For our academy.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, I think all of us as a fan base were pretty upset that we actually let him go in the first place. Because obviously we knew what a talent he was, but that's why we put a 20% sell-on clause on him when we actually sold him to Lyon. So basically, because Textor owned us, Textor owned Lyon, and basically it was a thing of we give him to Lyon for very cheap. So I think we sold him to them for like 2 million, 3 million.
That's right, 2 million
sell-on clause as like a multi-club thing, and then he was going to play a lot more there. And I think the idea was him to either come back or then be sold again. But then because of what's happened with John Textor, and John Textor's now, well, at the time was looking at buying Everton. So that's probably why he went to Everton now. And then obviously the money's come full circle and come back to us again now. But I think after all that work that Textor did, he's been outbid by someone else now, hasn't he?
Yeah, the Mashiri group is.
Go on, sorry, Nicky.
It's the Mashiri group that have certainly come back in. I think you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, but I think that deal is pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered for it to be put through for Everton now.
Well, the way it was is the Dan Freakin from Roma. He was in to come in for us, and we all thought it was going to happen, especially when we had a pre-season friendly against Roma. It looked like he was already in doing stuff for Everton, and then Dan Freakin pulled out. But then when Dan Freakin brought Roma, we all knew that he went in for Roma and pulled out, and then went back in and brought Roma. So we all knew that Dan Freakin could probably, when he pulled out, a lot of Everton fans were saying, you know what, he'll probably come back in. So Dan Freakin pulled out, then Textor got involved, which I'm interested to hear what you think on it. But yeah, Textor come in, and he's saying he's going to get Kanye West, this, that, and the other, all these investors, which we didn't mind either because it sounded quite he seemed a bit like a loose cannon, but it was nice to have another option, someone wanting to take over Everton from Textor, and Textor looked like it was going to happen, because with Textor, we believe that the O'Brien signing was massively to do with Textor. He probably helped that with the Lyon connection. And then all of a sudden, Mangala that we got in centre midfield as well from Lyon, he was apparently going to Fiorentina, and Textor stopped that deal and made him come to Everton. So that makes you think that Textor was going to be the Everton owner. And this was only like, you're talking 1-2 days ago, where you're thinking Textor's going to be the man. He is going to be the Everton owner. And then all of a sudden, breaking news, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, Dan Freakin's come back in, Everton statement, and it looks like we are going to get Dan Freakin now, and it looks like it's going to happen, because everything's in place now for it to happen, and he's got the wealth to do it. So we're all happy with that. I don't know how you feel about the Textor thing. Does that mean he's going to go from you, or does that mean that he's going to just go back to Crystal Palace?
I think it leaves him in a very awkward situation, because I'm sure that a lot of bridges were burnt with him. So that already, so Crystal Palace is owned by 4 people: Steve Parish, was it Steve Harris, Josh Harris, David Blitzer, and John Textor. And how it goes is, even though there's 4 people and they all own big stakes of the club, and Textor owning the biggest one, I think it's 60% of Palace. So even though he holds a majority share, he doesn't have a majority say. And Parish, who has the smallest share of like 10%, has a majority say. So no matter what happens, Parish has the final say. And basically there was disagreements going between Parish and Textor, and this is probably why Textor wanted out. So before Textor actually tried to buy Everton, he tried to buy out Parish, tried to buy out the other Americans to then own Crystal Palace completely. But then because the offer that he offered in was more than the club's valuation, but they still said no, that's why he wanted to sell and go to Everton. But I think what stopped that is the fact that our owners held out for good price for his share. They don't want their share prices to go down. And really, even if we was going to get a different owner, they'd have to go through the fit and proper test, and that probably took even more time. And Everton probably didn't have that kind of time to wait, really. So that's probably why it fell through.
I'll just back up what you said there, JC. So John Textor owns 45% of the club, with Harris, Blitzer, and Parish owning respectively 10% each of the club. So there is still there's still 25% there that is up in the air. I'm not sure if that's held by perhaps other shareholders that are involved in the club and such, but there is still 25% there that might be held by an external person or group. I think Damo puts it perfectly here. Very, very funnily. Textor coming back to us is trying to get back with the ex-wife. That is a spot-on comment. He's burnt the bridges, and frankly, he's come out with statements saying, "Oh, you know, this was great and everything, but I want to move on." He certainly endeared himself to the Palace fan base when he came in, but when he's done all this, it just, everyone thought that at the start, oh yeah, Parish, that's it now, cool, off you go, Textor's the guy. And then all of a sudden now we're seeing maybe Parish is, you know, better the devil you know, I think.
Yeah, I think
big up, Rich.
It's definitely a sticky situation for him, and I think he's only got 2 options.
It's a big patch. It's a big chunk he owns, though. Like, he is the main. He's the main funder, isn't he?
He's only got 2 options, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He either tries to buy them again. Oh my! He either tries to buy them out again, or he just commits and leaves. And I don't know which one he would pick. Rich, what do you think?
He's in big trouble right now. he's in big trouble because we were sitting there thinking Everton is done, and obviously this news saying that Everton's being bought by someone else has left him in a proper bad place, especially since he's come out on Sky saying who wouldn't want to take over Everton and all this chat. Yeah, he's really left himself in a really, really bad place. What that means for us becomes very interesting now, because he's now still got to look for someone else to buy a share. Whether or not that's going to go through, I don't know. I reckon he's going to try and buy out Parish again. And considering how things have gone, I don't think that's a good idea.
I think the price is going to go up again, if I'm really honest, because of this.
Yeah. Had it been a year ago, we might have had a conversation. Because I think a lot of the fan base, granted they may not have liked Star, but you can see there was ambition. He wanted things done. He wanted Vieira as manager. He then wanted Roy gone. Like he wanted Glasner in. Like there's certain things that he has done which were like, I respect that. He's benefited from us as well. O'Brien went to Leon because we faffed about. Who else? Ryan Shirky, if he wasn't going to sign a new deal, could have been on his way to Everton. So he's laid foundations between Leon and other clubs, but not us. And because he don't have majority say, he's like, all right, I'm just going to take my business elsewhere. He really tried to line up Everton. And to be fair, Dan, you've got some decent players out of it, even though he's not coming himself.
Yeah, I think Mangala's a great player. I think he was really good at Forest. O'Brien, obviously, good player. And Ndai, he was one of the ones we were looking at a few years ago. I think even when he was at Sheffield United. So you've definitely got some good transfer business out of him.
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, the Njai thing, I don't think that was linked to him, but definitely Mangala and O'Brien was. It sounds like he did exactly the same thing with you, with what you've just said with the O'Brien thing. I do think he has a big say on the transfers and stuff like that. And Mangala, we needed a centre midfielder, so it's a good loan. It's only a loan, we don't have to sign him, but it is a really good loan. I think he pushed that. We needed a body in there. And like I say, O'Brien, I'm really excited about him in the future as well. So we got good business. I wasn't against him. And like you just said, he does do stuff. He is sometimes when he does stuff, you think, because he come out in the press and started talking figures and got it completely wrong, and you think, do you even know what you're on about? But then he wouldn't have that much money if he didn't. But he does do stuff. He's an action man. He said when he was going to take over us that he wants to make sure the takeover was done so he could do something in the January transfer window to massively help us in the January transfer window. And it's sort of an owner saying they're going to be active in transfer window. It gets you excited, doesn't it? So I do think he would have been. I didn't mind him. I do like Dan Freaking because I think he's probably a bit more stable, like big time team like Rome. He won a trophy with him and stuff like that, and he's a multi-billionaire. He's got all the contacts to do really well. I like both. I think we had good options in the end. I think we at first it went from us having 7 partners that could have absolutely destroyed our football club. They was getting close, but luckily they got caught out, and then they went into administration straight after getting rejected from us. So if we would have had them, we would have been destroyed as a football club. Then to have 2 people come in like Dan Freaking and Texter, I was really happy. It'd be interesting to see what he does with you. Like you say, he might come in and try and. Did you just say though, Rich, you wouldn't have it? I mean, you said that you're not that happy this transfer window. I know a few players have gone out, and it doesn't seem as many as come in as probably you'd like. Wouldn't you like someone like Texter to bring a lot of new players into?
I think ex-wife analogy is just perfect. He wanted to leave. It didn't work out with the new toy boy. They want to come back. It's going to end in tears, personally. I think hopefully we get an investor in, he buys all his shares, he gets the money he wants, he goes and looks elsewhere. He said he wants a Premier League club. There may be another club in Taz that he can invest in. But yeah, I don't think it's a good idea.
Nikki, do you want to take us through some comments?
Yeah, I can't highlight them because I'm only using the guest one, so you might have to take over from that one.
I'll put them up. Here you go.
There you go. We got big up Gabriel saying big up everyone. Also got the chairman saying big up everyone, big up chairman. Damo, big up and respect. Colin says we're stuffing Everton this weekend. Sorry, Dan, but we're far better than you are. And he wants a 3-0 minimum scoreline to Palace. Of course, we brought up Damo, his analogy, trying to get back with the ex-wife with the Texter situation. Gabriel saying he would hate for Texter to buy out Parish. He had some stick, but he truly loves the club. And big up Martin for this absolutely he's put me in a coffin. Let the hair go, bro. You're giving off Al McGuigan vibes from Toy Story. It's over for me. I'll make my comeback on the channel and it's already over for me. Well, that was nice. I'm going away for another few months.
Thank God for that. Anyway.
Damn. Ow.
Dan, injuries. They've sort of changed how you guys are playing. You were playing Decore and Calvert-Lewin up top, but now that Idrissa Gueye is now injured and you've moved him and you've moved Decore back into that midfield, so it's putting Dwight McNeil in that 10. He looks like a new player again. How do you think that's going to play out in this upcoming game?
We've got Branthwaite back this game as well. Whether he's going to play is a big question.
And I think
Really,
Mikalenko's back as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Patterson and Mikalenko. So it looks like we're slowly. Whether Dyche is going to put these players straight back in, I'm not sure because he's only played the under-21s. We all want him to put them straight back in. We do. We're begging. If he don't, we want him out even more, Sean Dyche. There's a lot of pressure on him. So, yeah, the Decore thing, Decore wasn't doing it for us in the number 10, so it wasn't through any sort of like injury thing. It's just that Decore wasn't doing what he did last season. McNeil looks more dangerous when he cuts into the 10, so that's what kind of got him in that 10 position. When he's played on that left wing, he's got a good shot on him. He's looked more dangerous. Then Jai, we tried him in the 10, that's his natural position, but Dyche likes him on the left, quite skillful on the left. So at the minute, the combination is Jai on the left, McNeil in the 10. And then it's normally Harrison, but he's been really crap this season. I'll put it bluntly. He just has been nowhere near good enough. Runs into players instead of runs past them. Really frustrated us. But we have got Lindstrom, who is starting to look like he's like getting Premier League fit. So, yeah, the players are back. I'm quite excited now because the players are back. Whether Sean Dyche is going to frustrate us and play Ashley Young and Michael Keane, I don't know. But I'm really hoping he plays the best squad available.
Can I answer your question, Dan?
Go on.
You've actually been scoring goals.
Yeah,
you generally have actually been scoring goals. What do you think's gone wrong for you to, and this was consecutive games, go 2-0 up to lose 3-2?
I think a big part of it is Sean Dyche tactically is awful. And like you just need to get your players in the right shape when you're defending out a 2-0 frigging lead or something like that. So Sean Dyche is a part of it, but Branthwaite is massive. This is why we had the big argument with the United fans all transfer window saying we didn't want to sell Branthwaite because Branthwaite was key last season to us being good in defence. And you put Michael Keane with Tarkowski, that can make Tarkowski crap. It can. You play a bad person at the side of someone, it can affect someone's game. I've been saying this all the time. It's like two slow people. But then you put Branthwaite at the side of Tarkowski like last season, they just clicked. It's just Branthwaite was amazing, but he also brought the best out of Tarkowski because he could cover him with his speed and stuff like that. So our defense, it's changed. Last season, our defense was really good, but we couldn't score, and we kept saying, if we could put our chances away, we'd be okay. This season, it's gone the opposite with Branthwaite being out. Our defense is shocking, but we are scoring goals to get us the lead, but then crumbling and can't keep the lead. It's harsh to single out a player, but honestly, we lose a lot of games with Michael Keane. And sometimes it isn't even him that makes the mistakes. But when he's in our defence, it just looks very, very edgy. And coming up against your attackers, I mean, I forgot that you signed Nketiah, which I'm sure you'll talk to me about. But coming up against some of your attackers, Eze was fantastic against us last season. He was like Messi. So, yeah, I'm hoping that Michael Keane isn't in the squad.
Mm-hmm. Nate, how's it going?
Yeah. All good, man. All good.
Are we one of the most unlucky teams ever? Because this is probably going to be one of them games where Dan's been saying Sean Dyche is rubbish and he's probably going to drop a tactical masterclass, and also all of their players are all of a sudden back for our game.
Not put that coming up.
Well, yeah, I've seen that. The annoying thing about Everton is we don't do well at that ground. I think we've only won twice there since we've been back in the Prem. And I think it was back-to-back wins there. But other than that, it's not been a happy hunting ground. I've still got nightmares from the 2-0 lead against Everton with Vieira. And we all remember what happened there. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it's... this is a game. This and Villa away, I never look forward to because we never do well at these grounds, you know. And obviously, Everton are right down there with us at the minute. So you know, it's literally going to be which team is less bad defensively because we don't really score that much, and we let in stupid goals at crazy times. With the exception of the last game against Man United, where, to be fair to Dean Henderson, he had a masterclass. He put on a clinic of goalkeeping. He was brilliant, but what annoys me is that Everton, of course, they get players back when they play Palace. Of course. Yeah. Of course they do. Because, what's that? They have to play Cherry Professional Football Club. Yeah. Saw that coming a mile away. Just get the game over and done with and move on. That's all I want. I just want to get this game out of the way because I hate Everton away. I always have. It's never been a happy game for me. And I'm not confident that it will be on Saturday. But you never know. We might be in for a shock.
Dan, what we do in this show, we do a thing called a combined 11. So what we're going to do is we're going to put up on the screen a team. You're going to fill it out with players from both Crystal Palace and Everton. Fit or injured, doesn't matter. You can put them in. Make the best combined 11 possible. Only caveat here is that you have to have at least 3 players from each team. So you can't build a full Everton team. You need to have at least 3 Palace players in there. So what will happen is we'll let you go through. You can pick all the players. And then when you're done, then we'll put our little insight in there and see what team we can build together. So what formation would you like?
We'll just go 4-2-3-1. It's always the easiest one to go to, isn't it? 4-2-3-1.
Yeah. 4-2.
There you go.
3-1. All right. Who do you want in goal?
Jordan Pickford in goals. What do you think of your goalkeeper? You happy with him?
If he keeps playing like how he did against Man United, then yeah.
Yeah.
And Chelsea.
And Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, the only thing I've ever had
has been a bit edgy for us.
Mm-hmm. The only beef I've had with him
Jordan
is
Pickford has
coming
been a
off
bit
the
edgy
line.
for us, sorry.
That's about it. Just coming off his line. That's the only beef I have with Henderson. But he's done it a lot better lately. Go on down, fill out the team, and I'll.
Branthwaite centre back. Your centre back, the one that played for England, what's his name?
Margate.
Main man. Yeah. You did. Was you happy to? I bet you was happy to keep him, weren't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Delighted.
Centre back. We'll go Mikalenko left back. I'd be close to taking your left back, to be fair. Mikalenko's, I liked him last season, but he's been a bit quiet this one. Right back, I'll have yours. I'll have your right back. Take him all day long. You actually like him as well, don't you?
He's rubbish at right back. He's good at right wing back, though.
Yeah, well, I'll take him in that position. He's got to be better than Ashley Young. Centre
Has to
mid,
be.
I'm definitely taking Warrington, however you say his name.
Who?
I think he means Wharton.
Oh,
Warrington.
So you know what he meant. It's such a winder.
He so is.
I know. To be fair, I knew how to describe him. He come from Blackburn. He played for England. He's an incredible centre midfielder. I like him. To be fair, he was linked to Everton before he went to you, so I was a bit jealous on him. He's a really good player. Our centre midfield isn't that blessed anymore. Onana's gone.
you could put Decore in there.
I'm not even going to give him. It's got to be the best, hasn't it? So put James Garner in there. Put James Garner next to him.
I wasn't
Two
talking
young
about your
lads.
Decore.
I don't rate your Decore. I actually don't rate him. I know yours. I think he picks up a lot of yellows. His tackling's a bit. I normally put him on for a yellow card on my bets. I do. He's quite. I know he slowed down after he got told.
Decent
But
shout.
he is quite.
He has
He
got
does
better
get a lot
to
of
be
yellow
fair.
cards.
But he did. When he first started, it was every game guaranteed.
Every
Yeah.
game, yeah. I
What
used
do
to
you
always
mean
get
he
the
slowed down?
he's-
He's been injured.
Eze, this I see. I knew you was going to get me to do this before I come on, and I was thinking Eze and Njayi is what a attacking force that would be. So I'm going to go Eze. Can he play on the left? Where's Eze's main position?
10
Number 10.
in the middle.
Put Eze number 10. Yeah, he's got more energy than Njayi, to be fair. Njayi on the left.
Oh,
Put Illiman in, it'll come up. Illiman. ILMAN. It comes up. I've put him on mine before. There you go. Then I'm going to put Nketiah right wing. I know that's crazy, but I think he could do a job there. But you must be buzzing with him, though.
I'll say from experience, Nketiah cannot do a job there.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I've got to put him in. He could do a job there. I can change. I can change the formation to 4-4-2.
He hasn't been dreadful there. I think he just needs to play up top though. I think Mateta needs a rest.
Yeah.
He's a striker, and let's be fair, as you said, Richard, Mateta needs a rest.
But I think Mateta starts because of the aerial threat of Everton.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Then I'll just go Calvert-Lewin up top. Yeah.
Cool.
He was weirdly linked with us in the summer as well. It was very odd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think
everyone contracts up and.
Yeah, I think two changes I'd make.
Go on then. What you got?
I think two changes I'd make instantly is I'd put Sarr on the right and Decore for Ghana.
Yeah, to be fair, I wouldn't mind that. I'd be game for that. I was going to put Mangala in, but he hasn't done enough for us yet. He had one good game last game, but he wasn't good the game before.
Nicky, what are you
said
thinking?
You rate Mangala, but
I was thinking Lerma for Ghana actually, but yeah, Sarr for Nketiah I think is the shout that we definitely agree on.
Are we all in agreement with that?
100%.
Rich?
Yeah, that would work because Calvert-Lewin's hold-up play will be really good for this team. To be fair to him.
I know. Imagine Calvert-Lewin with Eze behind him. Eze and Iliman and Jai would just because they're both. You can't tackle them. That would be fire. That would. You could even do it as a 4-3-3, couldn't you? I suppose you could 4-3-3 it and just have Calvert-Lewin, Eze, and Jai.
You could literally make this a 4-4-2 and just put Nketiah up there with him.
Yeah, that'd be good as well. I was thinking that.
So we're going Lerma or Decore for Ghana?
Lerma.
No, we said without any injuries, put Chet Decore in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, without
if there's
injuries, yeah, Decore.
Yeah. If there's no injuries.
Although to be fair, I don't think Lerma's put a foot wrong this season.
No.
He's been good. I actually hope he starts tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah, so do I, because
says, "Don't be polite. Tell him how good Decore is." I'll let Nate have this one. How good is Decore when he's fit?
Boy, the fact that their neighbours across Stanley Park were looking at him, and you know, when you're hearing that Liverpool and these kind of teams are talking about him, there's got to be something there. I mean, there was that teammate of his, that loan that you were wanting us to get as well. Was it Fofana? JC, was it Fofana?
Echo Fofana, yeah.
Yeah. So when you're thinking, boy, imagine we actually had brought both of them here, we would have been laughing. But yeah, no, Decore on his day, he's brilliant, but he's clumsy. Like, he got sent off away at Villa last season stupidly. You're like, oh my God, that's so brain dead. But yeah, on his day, he's brilliant. And he was worth every penny of the money we paid for him.
100%. I still remember that Brighton game. Still don't know how he didn't get sent off then.
How he survived that?
That was outrageous.
Well, it's
Well,
funny.
in fairness,
that was on the Vieira, and Vieira, he just got booked every time. When Roy came in, I don't think he saw a yellow card. It was so weird.
But in fairness, you remember, this is before VAR came in, but Knockout put the studs in on Luca in the knackers, and there wasn't even a red card. I know this is before VAR. But like, well, it's about time we got away with something that we shouldn't have, because they got away with murder that game. So I'm not mad at it. But yeah, he should have been sent off in that Brighton game. I'm not going to front. He should have been.
100%. Nate, how do you think this game's going to go? We asked Dan his thoughts on it. Do you think that it's going to be a good game or not? Because our record at Everton is stinky. That is really bad.
As I said, I don't like Everton away and Aston Villa away, because our record there is tragic.
I don't think we've actually won there since 2014, 2015 or something like that.
Last time we won there was when Balassi scored. Yannick scored. That was the last time we won at Goodison Park. So and to go 2-0 up at Goodison Park under Vieira and lose the game 3-2, that for me was like, oh my God. Like, it's one thing to
because of that as well.
Huh?
I thought that was the result that kept them up as well, wasn't it?
Yep, it was. But again, that's when you look at it, you say to yourself, 2-0 up, in no danger of throwing away that game, and then moments of madness. To be fair to Everton, they took their chances and punished us. But you're looking at it going, of all times to let a 2-goal lead slip, you had to do it then. And then obviously the pitch invasion and all that kind of thing. I don't like this game. So normally I just want to get this game over and done with. I don't care if it's a draw or a win. If it's a loss, it is what it is. We don't win at Everton, so I'm never saying we're going to win. Because every time you back us to win at Everton, it ends in tears. It never goes well. But hopefully it's a good game, because, you know, both teams are are in urgent need of a win. Obviously, Everton have really struggled the first couple of games. I think they've only, is it 1 point they've got so far? Was that their first draw just gone?
Yeah, just yeah, that's the only point we've got. We've been shocking, yeah.
Oh, geez.
The thing is, the thing, when you say you don't fancy us that much, I get it. You have got bad history against us, because we Crystal Palace is a team that we've done well against. But if you look at what we've done, we were shocking against Brighton. I know Brighton are all right. We were shocking against Spurs. I think it was 3 against Brighton we conceded. 4-0 we lost against Spurs. Then we was 2-0 up against Bournemouth and ended up losing 3-0 in 10 minutes. Then we went and we was 2-0 up against Aston Villa. 2-0 up at Aston Villa. And I really thought, come on, it can't happen again. We lost against Aston Villa 3-2. 3 goals.
And then John Duran just went
against Leicester as well. Yeah.
I mean, Dan, I hear that, but what gets me is, because you've been so bad and you're in bad need of a win, who better to play than Charity Professional Football Club? It's written in the stars. Everton haven't scored in 600 minutes of Premier League football. Bang. Calvert-Lewin bags a hat-trick. Michael Keane has not kept a clean sheet in 600 games of Premier League football. Boom. Keep the clean sheet. It doesn't matter how bad a team can be. The minute you play us, all of a sudden you're world beaters. I don't get my hopes up when a team is on the floor in form. So I'm just saying to myself, I can see it now. An Everton player who hasn't scored since 2017 is going to bang a worldie from 45 yards out. Jordan Pickford's going to pull off save after save after save and become Lev Yashin reincarnated. it's
How
I
the
just
Premier
can't.
League is though. You've got to look towards. I'm not. And by the way, I'm not down talking Everton. I'm just saying like how probably you should be seeing it. Like with how hard the Premier League is, and you look who you've got to beat to stay up this season. We are in that hat. Like the way you're talking, we are playing shit before you're playing us, and it's a game that you're not massively thinking you can win. Does that make you scared that you could get relegated? Because we are in the mix at the minute. But there's probably 4 or 5 teams. I know people are talking about it, but there's Ipswich. Who do you think you can? Where are you looking on finishing? Like the season, because how bad do you think it is? Because we are a team that are at the bottom now, but massively worried and thinking we need to frigging step up and get out of the bottom. Otherwise, we could be in a relegation battle. How are you thinking?
I think we'll be okay, but Dan, because you haven't won all season, and you've surrendered leads to teams that you're expecting to beat and what have you, with the exception of maybe Brighton and Tottenham. It's written that a team that we expect to beat is going to beat us because our record at Everton is desperate. It's bad. Like, don't get me wrong. There's been Everton teams in the past that have beaten us. You're like, you know what? They're a decent outfit. No problem. No worries. But then there's teams like that team under Vieira where the pitch invasion, I'm like, this Everton team is garbage. How do we lose a 2-0 lead to this Everton team? They're garbage. It's one thing to be beaten by an Everton team that are high up in the table, but no disrespect, that Everton team was garbage. And I'm sat there thinking, we just lost 3-2 to a team that genuinely looks like a championship team in waiting. So I'm not saying that we can't beat you, but our history there just doesn't read well. Because everybody loves to talk, because you look at we broke the little streak against Chelsea where, what was it, 14 losses in a row against them, wasn't it? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there is hope that maybe we can do something in this game, but Everton away has never been a happy hunting ground. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not confident. Now, I'd love to be proven wrong, but I don't know.
Scars. It is scars. I get it. Trust me, I get it. There's those scars of when you played us last time, so I did get it.
Mm-hmm. So what we have here is we do have a predictions league going. So everyone will put their score predictions in our Discord server. And then obviously, if you got the most points that week, then you win the week, and then we'll have it for the whole season. And basically, winners get prizes, losers get forfeits. So we do the same things with the guests. So what will happen is we will send you all of the games that will be happening, and you'll predict it, and you'll go in, and we will. Richard, have you got the guest league table? Because I don't have that one.
No, I've been a bit slack in getting the guests to do their predictions, to be honest.
Ooh.
Not good, Rich.
Well,
Yeah.
anyway,
I'll get back on it.
Here is this week's predictions league. So Rich here getting 7, myself getting 10, Nate getting 7, Nikki getting 7, Dan getting 3, and Ree getting 6. This is where it leaves us in the table. I can't lie to you. This is very strange me being at the top.
He's gassed. Listen to his voice.
I even said this to Rich. I was like, listen, it's going to go wrong. I'm going to drop a 3 next week. I guarantee it. And here is where it is for the whole league table for everyone that's involved in the Discord. Moss is, I guess, top on goal difference right now. And Man Like Tiddles is at the bottom.
Tiddles.
You know what? Yeah, it's mad. Coltrane's not at the bottom.
Yeah.
Still a fraud. Should did you forfeit, bro? For last year. But,
he should be second from bottom now. Actually, I just saw that. There's a mistake there.
All I'm going to say is I'm just relieved. I've managed.
Look at OTC and then look at Coltrane.
Yeah. Rich, what's wrong?
Rich, what's going on, man?
When you're very busy and doing a lot of work and jumping on other people's streams and other stuff, you tend to make mistakes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You need some music then, didn't you? Some sad music.
Yeah. Dan, what is your score prediction for this upcoming game?
I'm going to go for 2-1. I know it's probably the safe one to say, but I think we'll concede one and I think we'll win. So 2-1.
Let's go around the
think we'll
table.
win 2-1.
Rich, what are you saying?
Tentatively, I'm saying 2-1 Palace. Tentatively. It's just
Nate?
got our record there. It's terrible.
1-0 Everton or 1-1. I can't see us winning because we don't win at Everton. I'd love it to happen, but I can just see it, you know. So I'm going to say optimistic 1-1, pessimistic 1-0 Everton.
Nikki?
I was thinking Palace win, but I might go for a 2-2 draw.
I think Nikki's been watching Tactical because I said 2-2 in my Tactical a few days ago because I think that both teams can score. Granted, we don't do it that much, but I do think we can score. But both teams can't really defend, even though we've got three good centre backs.
I think our defending's been better. It's our midfield's been the issue. We've just
Yeah, but
been getting
it's
played
the
through
fact
too
it's
easy.
the fact that the transition happens and our midfield just gets bypassed. Because really and truly, we've got two midfielders.
Yeah.
And if we keep playing Kamada, which I think Glasner will do, we will only have one midfielder.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't think our defense is too good. Granted, we did amazingly against Man United.
But I think that was because of the Lerma change.
Their chances. Probably because they're I think the highest after our game in XG and not converting it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can get off to a win because we need it. Because you know you don't want to go into 6 and 7 and 8 games without a win. I mean, we've done it before, obviously.
I was about to say that we've done that before.
What was it? Was it 17, 18? Yeah, it was. Yeah, and that was just painful. Just like, oh Christ! Like it took us till October to win our first game of the campaign, and even then, that was.
But we need to remember that Glasner starts very slowly. Like his best finish, he didn't get a win until game week 7.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But obviously, you know, everybody that doesn't really watch Palace that well would be like, oh, you know, this guy was great at the end of last season. Why aren't we doing well? It's like he always starts slow. You know, but that just shows you people only watch it at face value. They don't actually look at. He's always a bit of a slow burner. But hopefully, you know, we can pick up a win on the weekend. I personally don't think we will, but I'd love to be proven wrong. Because we've got to break this Everton away hoodoo. It'd be great if we could do it this weekend, but who knows?
Well, this is
once we get going, I think we're going on a run of like mad wins.
I hope so.
Let's hope so.
Oh,
Plus,
please.
considering that this will be
it's the same with us though. We should be on 9 points already. We want. For me, you can't go 2-0 up against Bournemouth and lose. You can't go 2-0 up against Aston Villa. That's the hard job, is to get the lead and to go 2-0 up against, and then we should have beat Leicester as well. We should be on 9 points, which would have us top half of the table. And us, the Everton fans, would be all thinking, yes, we're going to have a cracking season. That can be the difference. We drew last game for us. If we can win, it puts 2 games unbeaten, you drew 1, and then you can get your form, like Richard said. So it's massive. You need this. We need this. We need to start something quick because I don't know what your fans are like. I mean, I can see what you're like on the channel, but you can turn if you don't get that win quick, can't you? When you start saying no wins and such, it can massively make the fans toxic.
I agree, but I think with what we've seen with this manager, I don't think that the fan base will turn anytime soon.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in the same category as Frank de Boer when it was 4 games under Frank de Boer and no win. And then Hodgson, God love him, had Southampton, Man City and Man United. And again, that added to the 7 games of that a win. The fan base was still behind the team. Just we knew Frank de Boer wasn't the one, but with Glasner, it did because he went on that very good run after what was it? No, it was a game before that. Was it Burnley? I think it was the Burnley home game where we absolutely ripped them apart, and everybody was like, "Okay, do you know what? Yeah." Oh no, sorry, that was under Roy. Sorry, but there were so many good performances, and then obviously that run toward the end of the season kicked in. We were like, "Actually, no. Do you know what? We'll be okay." But obviously, this season has been a bit of a slow burner. We got screwed over slightly against Brentford with the free kick not being given, which I'm still amazed about. But we kind of got it paid back with the Leicester game because, I think Mateta's goal was offside, to be honest.
Well, it's about time we got some luck when it comes to VAR.
Oh, no, facts, 100%. I'm just saying, it was nice for it to go our way because the Brentford one was absolutely criminal.
Oh, of course. And then even for the ref to come out afterwards and say, "Yeah, I made a mistake," like, it is what it is, man. Nikki, we've got some more comments that we'll go through, and then we'll round up.
Yep. Big up Niall, says big up gang, and eagle-eyed Nate Dog. I like that one. Dog says, "Yes, guys, the full squad. What's good, y'all?" And wrong Dan. Manchucutioner says, "Big up the Mandem. We saw you got a sponsorship." Yeah, guys, we do. Thank you very much for your support there. Gabriel says, "Someone tell him that Decore is better than Wharton. Decore and Ghana aren't even on the same planet." There's Martin's starting lineup. He's gone with Pickford, Munoz, Branthwaite, Gahey, Mitchell.
Combined 11.
Combined 11, thank you. Decore, okay, skip it over, don't you?
Is that one Everton player in? Martin doesn't know the rules.
Yeah, Martin doesn't know the rules. It's Martin. When doesn't he never listens. Gabriel says we already read that one. JC, do you want to read that one?
I'm good. I'm in the red zone.
Gabriel telling Martin
Is that why it started in the chat?
Big up Gunnar says, "Come on, you can take him on. You can do it, Eagles." He went for a draw. Did you not put your predictions in, or is that on your own little thing? Mark says, "Late joining, but big up as always, lads. Up the Palace, of course." Martin has gone with an Everton loss, 3-1 to Palace there. Mark's prediction is 1-0 to Palace.
And that's it.
There we go.
Dan, please shout yourself out for where people can find you and where they can go and subscribe to you.
So we've got a YouTube channel called Toffee Bluecast. I think we're on 1,225 subscribers. So get behind us. We do want the subscribers to go up. I mean, you're doing quite well as a channel. We've only been going 1.5 seasons. So we get on it, subscribe, and we've got some good stuff coming up. We also we do have the Eagle Eye on. We have an opposition fan on the Toffee Bluecast. We have an opposition fan on before the show, so we're not just all Everton. We will always have an opposition fan on before we play them. And we are just starting a little sideshow called Happy Hour where we don't talk about nothing but football, so that should be fun. Just a bit of a laugh that takes our mind off the football. Yeah, Toffee Bluecast, get on it. Hit that like and subscribe. That felt well pressured when you put me on full screen. Then it felt like a job interview. Then. Oh my days! It itched me head, like nervous. Then it itched me head there and full screen. You look at yourself a bit more, don't you, when you hit the full screen? But yeah, get on the Toffee Bluecast. I love your channel. I'm always on it as well. But get on the Toffee.
Cheers. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate you coming on today. Appreciate you spending the time to chat nonsense with us for an hour. Lads, anything else we want to chat about before we round out today?
No.
Cool. Guys, thank you very, very much for watching. This is Eagle Eye Football. This was the Everton match preview.
Actually, me and JC are up at Goodison Park on Saturday.
Yes, and there will be a women's vlog out tomorrow if Rich is on point
Yes.
with the Google Drive.
That's
Because
down to Sellers Park, not me. You know how the
all I'm
receptionist-
saying, yeah, is that if
He's going to get gift gaffed.
if you start disrupting me while I'm playing FIFA, yeah, on the day of release, yeah, If you interrupt the must, it's not happening. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Wrap up.
Out the palace.